Mornings with Jaresha is a radio show and podcast here to equip, empower, and elevate you to the next level by helping you win your mornings and win your day with inspiration and motivation so you can wake, slay, pray, and take action. Today is a fabulous day to be great, have great, and do great. You just have to be willing to unleash your greatness and take action. This show is for everyone from all walks of life who just simply want to feel empowered and motivated to take the next step. Now, let's get it, let's go. Mornings with Jaresha begins now.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings with Jaresha. Welcome back. Welcome back. Before I just jump in, because you know how we do, before I just jump in, let me just say that I hope that you woke up today and you are on fire, you're ready. You're not on the struggle bus this morning. Are you on the struggle bus this morning? I hope that you're not on the struggle bus this morning. I hope that you're ready to take on the day, that you feel inspired, you feel you feel motivated and empowered to take on the day to execute on your goals, your dreams, and walking into your purpose. I believe that you are full of greatness. We just have to be willing to really, unleash that greatness and take action. And so I started this segment on the show that I'm going to just jump right in, but I wanted to at least give you a little, just a little bit before I jump into it in case this is your first time tuning in. But I started this segment that I'm doing that I'm absolutely loving. It is really causing me to, be more reflective just in my days. And so I think we have landed on calling this the morning breakfast breakdown. And so, what that looks like is the morning breakfast breakdown. It's looking at a few different things: what I'm learning, what I am loving, and what is empowering me today. And so, when I tell y'all that we're just going to dive into this plate this morning with the three pieces, and that's what I'm learning, what I'm loving, and what is really empowering me today. And first, we're going to start off with what I'm learning. Now, I have really felt like I have been pretty good about, managing my schedule and, really managing my task and everything else. But let me tell you, these days, it's all about really getting better with my schedule. And if you're anything like I am, we have a whole entire list that just keeps growing of things that we need to do. And I've talked about on the show before, but I'm going to mention it again because this is what I'm really learning to not just have the resources, but to utilize them and be consistent with utilizing them. I feel like we have so many different resources, and some of us have that shiny object, where, if there's that next best thing, we're like, oh, this is great. Let me try this. Let me try that. Let me try that. And I think sometimes we just have to take a step back and, really look at assessing what we have, what resources we have and what is really working for us and give it time, like use it consistently. And so one of the things that I have loved, and I'm not jumping into love, but this is something that kind of crosses in between learning and loving. But one of the things that I am really enjoying learning more about that I've utilized for forever is the Todoist app and the Todoist tool. So if you're not familiar with Todoist, it is all about, really helping you with your productivity, helping you stay organized, really helping you stay focused because it is a tool that you can utilize to plug in your items that you need to do every single day. You can set a reoccurring task. I love this tool. I've been utilizing it for years. But if I can be completely honest with you all, I am learning some new pieces of it and how I can, continue to utilize it and add some things to it and how I can be really more effective with using it. And so that's what I'm learning. I'm learning how there's some new features that the app offers now. And now it's not just about, you know, managing my schedule and my tasks, but I want to make sure my tasks are aligned with my goals. And so I feel like now that I'm really learning some pieces on, how to really position and set up this tool for me, I utilize it across all of my devices. So my iPad, my MacBook, my iPhones. I mean, it travels, with me everywhere. And so it's so easy to use, but at the same time, you know how we just have those things that there might be some other features or some other benefits, and we really haven't tapped into the full scale of what it can do. And so I'm learning more about this tool, and I'm absolutely loving it, which moves me into loving it. And so, what I'm loving is so I had opportunity. Let me kind of give you a little back history about this too. So I have followed, Eric Thomas for years. Absolutely love him. Love his messages. I love his style of, motivating us. And I not only follow him from, being a motivational speaker, but also him as a pastor as well. And so when I say follow, any kind of program, I've invested into it. I love the way that he just motivates us. So if you've never heard of Eric Thomas, definitely check him out. He's all over YouTube. Absolutely amazing. But what I am loving is this week there is his church, which is a place of change, and so they have a week of prayer happening this week, and so it's literally a week dedicated to prayer, focused on financial freedom, and it starts at 5 a.m. And so here it is, a Zoom call, all week long, starting at 5 a.m. So if you're not an early riser, guess what? You have to get up early. I'm up early anyways. And so I am absolutely loving the message. I'm loving the blessings. I'm loving being a part of this week of prayer. Participating in this week of prayer has been an absolute blessing. And you know how when participate in something or a part of something, and you just know it just blesses you so much, and it was something that was positioned and placed in your life that you knew was something that you absolutely needed, like it was right on time. And so when I tell you, it has been an amazing experience. To me, it just gives you the push that you need towards financial enlightenment. And I am absolutely grateful to be able to participate in this. And so the final thing before I jump into, the topic that I'm going to, speak about today is what's empowering me today. And, a lot of us have children, and I have 4 children. I think maybe I've talked about my children on the show, but I have 4 incredible children that I'm so very proud of, from the ages of 10. So I have a 10-year-old, a 17-year-old, an 18, and 25-year-old. And when I tell you, they empower me every single day. So they spark my motivation each and every day. And they are the reasons why I wake up and I challenge myself continually. So they inspire me, they ground me, and they remind me each and every day of my purpose. And I'm just so thankful and so blessed to have each and every one of them, because it is them who pushes me to strive and to evolve each and every day. So that is how we are kickstarting, the day with learning, loving, and what is really empowering me. I encourage you all to find, your items as well, and really embrace them. Find those things, embrace them each and every day, because to me, they're truly transformative. So I want you to remember each and every day to, you know, It's a new day to learn. It's a new day to love, and it's a new day to feel empowered. And so with that being said, let's jump into what I'm going to talk about for today. And so, when I tell you that we are all on this journey, and us being on this journey, like it's an amazing journey, but it's a journey that, I feel like we really need to be able to find our life's purpose. And while we're on that journey, to be able to really unleash our authentic self. And so I want to talk about that today because I feel like we're in pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. And when we think about happiness and fulfillment, it is really the pursuit of our life's purpose. And um, I love that. I love quotes too. And so I'm going to give you some quotes. Feel free to, write them down or make note. Certainly if I know who actually quoted, I'll give you, that information as well. But I really feel like, in this quest that we're on for self-discovery and finding, life's purpose, it's really about knowing yourself, right? So it's about knowing yourself. And so that journey, the journey towards unleashing your authentic self, it's not a destination, but it's a process. So it's a path that is paved with introspection and in the acceptance of one of ours, of yours, of our unique strength and our weaknesses. And so on this journey, it requires courage, it requires commitment, and it requires self-belief. Now, that self-belief one, when I tell you, absolutely powerful. You just have no idea what you can do when you believe in yourself. But let's really break this down. So let's look at it because I think the first thing that we really have to understand is, when we're looking at purpose, is the life direction rather than, it's a life direction rather than a destination. And so there's a quote that says, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." And I want to say that again in case, it kind of went right over your head. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. So having a purpose instills life with meaning. It opens up a path towards fulfillment and gives us the resilience to overcome the hurdles that we go through, the challenges, the struggles. I talked about how many of us, wake up and we're on the struggle bus. Well, when you have purpose in your life, it helps you really be resilient to overcome the struggles, those challenges. So as we're unleashing our authentic self in life and life's purpose, we have to understand that with life purpose, it's not a one-time discovery, but a lifelong journey that is filled with those moments of clarity that is going to be intertwined with confusion sometimes, right? The second thing that I want to really have us to think about is how we have to invest in self knowledge, right? So we have to invest in self knowledge. And so there is another quote that says, "An unexamined life is not worth living." Mm. An unexamined life is not worth living. Hmm. Have you taken the time to identify your passions, your values, your hobbies, your skills, and the things that genuinely bring you joy? Have you taken the time? Because all of these elements really guide you towards what you want, what you genuinely want in life. And so, I always talk about how we have to ask ourselves questions. Are you asking those probing questions, the ones that's going to help you reflect on your past experiences and that's going to help you really gain that invaluable insight that's going to really help you discover more about yourself? and help you really walk into what is your unique purpose. Have you taken the time to examine your life, to assess? I really feel like we take this whole idea of assessment, and I think we don't take it as serious as we should. So many of us, of course, when we think back to being in school, we've done tests, and many of us have had some kind of assessment and everything else. However, I feel like we stop assessing. So as we get older, we stop assessing. It becomes, of course, when we were in school, you may have had different assessments, different tests. But as we get older, we have to continue assessing where we are so that we can continue to grow and move forward. Are you assessing your life? And when I tell you that as you assess, you learn more about who you are. You learn more about who you are. Remember, an unexamined life is not worth living. And that is a famous quote. And I don't know who actually said it, but I know that it was quoted by someone. And it's very powerful. It's very powerful when you look at it from the standpoint of your own life. When is the last time you examined your life? When is the last time you looked at, how assess your relationships? When is the last time you assessed your financial state? When is the last time you looked at where you are on your spiritual walk, your faith walk? When is the last time you looked at and assessed your health and your wellness? When is the last time you did an assessment? And so when I say assessment, yeah, there's many different assessments out there that, you can participate in. But even something as small as pulling out a notebook and saying, okay, relationships, write down, your faith or spiritual, write down health and wellness, write down your personal development, professional development, write down your health and your health and your wellness, and then get rated. Give yourself a rating from 1 to 10. 10 being you're absolutely just, rocking and rolling. You feel good about where you are. 1 being I don't feel good about where I'm at all. And then once you rate yourself, ask yourself why. Why is this where I'm at? Why did I give myself a 6? Why did I give myself a 8 in my finances? Why did I give myself a 5 in my health and wellness? Why are my relationships a 4 or a 7? And then begin to break it down even further. What can I do to move the mark 1 point? How can I move the mark 1 point? That is an assessment, y'all. That is an assessment. That is how we stop making excuses about not knowing what assessment I need to take. How do I, participate in this? That is something that we can do just as so simple to really examine and assess our life. The last thing that that I'm going to mention today, I'm telling y'all, this stuff is serious. It's serious stuff. Because at the end of the day, we all, I feel like, are on this journey. I can't tell you how many people have actually asked me, well, how do we find our purpose? And how do we discover this? And how do we begin to do that? And my question is, well, what have you, what do you feel like? How do you feel like you find your purpose? What have you, what kind of growth have you done? Have you read any books? How have you continued to learn and grow on this journey? And so the last thing that I'm going to mention, and certainly there's so many things that, can be said, so many things that can be said. But at the end of the day, we have to truly believe in ourselves. And so when it comes down to this journey of really discovering and, finding your life purpose, we have to embrace ourselves. And that includes all of us, every part of us. That is our strengths, our weaknesses. That is every part of us. And we have to be curious, right? But at the same time, so we have to accept ourselves just as we are. And then when we accept where we are, okay, who we are, then we can begin then to make the change that we need to make to grow. We have to understand and accept that we are a work in progress, because when we do so, it allows room for growth. It allows room for growth. It promotes self-love. It promotes acceptance. It allows us to continue growing. The question is, are you embracing yourself completely? Are you embracing who you are? Have you given yourself permission to accept you just as you are, so that you can begin to make the necessary changes in your life? Because on this path of finding your life's purpose and unleashing your authentic self, it's a personal journey that requires action on your part, introspection. It requires acceptance. It requires embracing your unique identity. It's so very important for us to understand this. It's so very important. You know, I wanna share this before I close out today, because the one thing I'll tell you is when I recognized and understood and found my own life's purpose, and it was through discovery, it was through assessment, it was through getting clarity, it was through really becoming introspective and understanding so much, that it helped me. It helped that I was on a spiritual walk. It helped me really understand, as I sat down and said, okay, I need to do some assessment. I need to examine. I need to understand more about me and where God is taking me, who God has called me to be. Now, I talk a lot about unleashing your greatness, and that's really all about us understanding our purpose so that we can begin to unleash our greatness. That's all about, we want to really focus on our goals, our dreams. And many of us haven't even began to sit down to gain the clarity that we need. We haven't even thought about doing an assessment. So today, I just really want to end with sharing something that I hope that really inspires you. I hope that with each item that I've mentioned today, that is something that causes you to think. I hope that, it causes you to think, and not just think, but actually take action. Because I want you to remember that you hold the power. And if we're going to be honest, you hold the power and the paintbrush to create your masterpiece. So if we begin to look at life and see life is an open canvas. And truly, if we look at it that way and know that you carry, so we carry within us the palette of skills, values, passion, and capabilities. And we can't let anyone else dictate what your painting should look like. We can't let anyone dictate that. You know, um, the other day, my youngest was painting, and she loves to paint. So she'll pull out the watercolors and the canvas and just begin to just lose herself in the painting. And and so the question was asked, like, what do you call it? Like after she finished her masterpiece, what do you call it? And she just thought for a second. She sat there and just thought for a second. Like she was in deep thought. about what did she wanted to call it. And then we began to even, look at the details of her painting. And she was so proud, as she should be. And and so she was like, Mom, I want to have this put in the living room on the wall. And I said, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, think about your own canvas. Think about your life as a canvas, that is. And know that you carry the palette. So similar to how my daughter had her canvas out and she's painting and, she has the different colors. She has the black watercolor and she has the white and the reds and the, greens. And I wouldn't dare tell her what she needed to put on her canvas. And so that's similar to what I just said. No one can dictate what your painting's going to look like, only you. Embrace your uniqueness. I want you to really get deep into into who you are, to knowing yourself in your journey. And that only happens through the paths of self-discovery. Let your life resonate within your authentic tune. Let it be the dance of your original expression. Let your life be the dance of your original expression. Your life is yours. And it is one thing that truly belongs to you. So no one can tell you how to move. I will tell you this, though, as I say that your life is yours. I feel like life is such a blessing. And if we all are being honest, we know that life is so short, it's too short. And so it's so important for us to celebrate who we are and understand who we are and begin to, really assess so we can continue to grow and we can continue to improve and move. And celebrating who you are unfiltered is the most beautiful way to live and love your existence. So every line you draw, every color you add, is going to sketch the extraordinary journey of your authentic self. So I hope that you go forth and you discover, you dream, you aspire, you work on your goals, you work on your dreams. I always say executing on your goals, your dreams, and really walking into your purpose, and always stay true to your brilliance because you are brilliant. Let no one tell you that you're not. You are brilliant. And the world is waiting for your authenticity. The world is waiting for you. So I hope you're ready. I hope you are ready to step into this journey of finding your life's purpose and really unleashing your authentic self. I hope you're ready to execute on your goals, your dreams, and walking into your purpose. I hope you're ready. Let's get it. Let's go.
Thank you for listening to the Mornings with Jaresha show. Follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube at Jaresha Moore. Email Jaresha at empoweronpurpose.com and text 937-938-6373. And have a great day on purpose.